Okay, quiz 6 has to do with algebra. Okay, so the very number 1 should be pretty easy. So let me show you something. I need you to accept. Do you realize 10 equals 10? Makes sense, right? 16 equals 16. Okay, so that means whatever's on this side equals this side. That's why the equal sign there. What if I do 16 minus 2 is 14 equals 16? Does 14 equal 16? No. So I can, if I subtract 2 from over there, and I have 14 equals 14. What I want to show you, it really sounds easy. Whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I want to do the same to the other side of the equal sign. Okay? Remember that. When you do these problems, just remember, whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I'm going to do this side of the equal sign. So I have 11x plus 4 equals minus x plus 16. Right? So, oh, the other thing, remember, what I want at the end, I want x equals a number. I want x on one side and the number on the other side, right? So how do I get x's on, all right, where's my biggest x? My biggest x is over here, 11x. All right, so over here I have minus x. How do I get rid of a minus x? What can I do to minus x to get 0? I can add x, right? So if I have minus x and I do plus x, I get a 0 plus 16. And on this side, I do, I did plus x over there. I have to add x over here. 11x plus 1x. Just think of it like apples. Don't think of it as x. Think of it as apples. 11 apples plus one more apple is 12 apples. So we have 12x plus 4 equals 0 plus 16. Oh, 0 doesn't have to be there. Let's just take that out. So 12x plus 4 equals 16, right? So now I've got, remember I want x equals a number. So I have a number over on here. I got to get rid of this number. How do I get rid of 4? How do I get rid of 4? I subtract 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So I have 12x plus 0 equals 16. Let's get rid of this 0. So I have 12x equals 16. Oh, you know what? 12x is the, remember here I subtracted 4? So I have to subtract 4 over here. So if I subtract 4 over here, I get 12. 12x equals 12. Okay? So I told you guys I didn't do that good in school. All right, so I have 12x. Now I want just x. I don't want a number. So I'm going to divide that by 12. If I divide that by 12, I have to do this one. X equals 12 over 12, which is 1. So x equals 1. Okay? Try to do the next one. Okay. Okay. Here I'm going to do 3 times x is 3x, and then I'm going to multiply the 3 times 2, and I'm going to get 6. Then I'm going to do 4 times 2 is 8. And I go 4 times x is 4x. All right? Now, I want the x's on one side and the numbers on the other side. Which one has the biggest x? Over here on the 4x, right? So I'm going to subtract 3x. 3x minus 3x is 0, so I only have a 6. Equals, if I subtract the 3x from this side, I have to do it from this side, so I get 3x. So I get 1x. That's the same as x. 1x is x plus 8. So 8 plus x equals 6. Now, I need all the numbers. I need to get rid of this number. How do I get rid of the 8? I subtract 8. Right? So if I subtract 8 from over there, I subtract 8 from over here. Over here I have x equals 6 minus 8 is a negative 2. Okay? Remember, what you do on one side, you have to do the other side. I want x equals a number. So I want only the x's on one side and the numbers on the other side. Good. Now, there will be at least two of those on your test. Remember I told you, every math question equals 1 point. If you learn that, if there's two of those on your test, that's 2 points. Let me show you how to do factoring. Okay? If you see x squared minus 4x minus 21, the answer that they want is and if you look at the multiple choice questions, they're going to have 2 parentheses. They're going to have numbers inside the 2 parentheses. How do you figure it out? You look at the last number. This last number is a 21. What 2 numbers can I multiply to get 21? I can do 21 times 1, or I can do 7 times 3. Okay? Now, what can I do to one of these combinations of numbers to get that 4? Is that 4 over there? 7 minus 3 is 4, right? Oh, but notice it's a negative 4. So that means, I can do 3 minus 7 equals a negative 4. So I have 3 and negative 7. See that first one's x, right? So I put an x at the beginning. And I have a plus 3. And here I have a negative 7. So it's going to be x plus 3 times x minus 7. Somebody said, how do I know it's not x minus 7 and then x plus 3? I don't know. I told you, I'm not that smart in math. But if you see it this way, then that's going to be right. If you see x minus 7 times x plus 3, that one's good too. So I don't care if it's this way or this way, both of them are okay. You know what? I'm not a math teacher. I can't teach you something you didn't learn in 12 years of school. What I can do, I got a 97 on this test. That means if I don't know how to do it, it's not on the test. Okay? So, I don't know which one of these is true. If I was a math teacher, maybe a math teacher could tell you or could explain to you. I don't care. All I care about is you can pass this test. Just remember, you're going to multiply this, see which 2 numbers multiply together. You're going to add or subtract and get this number. Okay? Let's look at the next problem. I want you to try to do this by yourself. X squared plus 10x plus 25. Can you factor it? What numbers go into these parentheses? Can you do it? Should be pretty easy. Remember, the first thing you do is you look at that last number. What 2 numbers can multiply to get that? I can do 1 times 25, or I can do 5 times 5. Right? Okay, if it's 5 times 5, how do I get this 10? What can I add or subtract to get the 10? That's easy. I have x plus 5, x plus 5, that's going to be the 10. Ta-da! Now how can you check it? Because sometimes, what happens... Okay, I'm going to tell you a secret about this test. 2 of these questions will be on your test. 2 of them. Okay? Sometimes they're going to give you this and they're going to ask for this. Sometimes they're going to give you this and ask for this. So how do we go from the other way around? We remember FOIL. F-O-I-L. First, outside, inside, last. First, we're going to multiply the first number over here times the first number here. I get x squared. Outside. Here's the outside. There's the outside. 5 times x is 5x. Inside. 5 times x is 5x. Last. Okay? Last would be the 5 times the 5 is a 25. I combine the 5x plus the 5x, and I get 10x. And I get x squared plus 10 plus 25. That's the same as what I started with. Okay, so remember FOIL. 2 of those are going to be on your test. Learn how to do that. Okay,